I don't know what made me do that this morning, but you know, it is what it is.
It is so weird sometimes around here.
So bedhead.
I can't believe it's already 10 a.m.
It's so bedhead right now.
Good morning. Good Wednesday morning.
Look,
Happy
it's a
hump
brain
day.
sucker.
Going hungry.
Starving to death.
April 24, 2013. Happy Wednesday.
Let's be closer.
Let's be closer.
Ooh,
How's
okay.
that?
Yeah,
Can you see us now?
Come
Better?
here.
Better?
I'll step right here.
G-Note is just now walking through the door.
G-Note!
G-Note in the house!
Coffee Talk with the
Literally,
Divas.
finally. Like, literally.
Literally just walked in this morning to join us and grace us with his presence.
Welcome, G-Note. Good morning.
Lovely.
How are you, dear?
I'm
Oh,
good.
come on, Macy.
Yeah?
Macy too.
Yep.
We just started, so you haven't missed much.
You missed about 30
our
seconds.
James Bond.
We did a James Bond intro
Opening.
this morning. It was hot.
Check that out.
Oh, what's this?
Amethyst.
This is amethyst.
That's beautiful.
Remind us again what the amethyst
Amethyst
stone
is a
for.
spiritual stone.
Amethyst your mom.
Amethyst,
Hello.
your mama.
It's a spiritual stone. It helps your spirit side. Awaken your spirit side.
Very cool.
It's very good. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
Are you wearing it?
Good morning, LIRAfterdark.com. You better be watching us on LIRAfterdark.com. You can pump out them players, poke them players out live 365.
Poke those players, baby.
Yeah, check us out. You can look at us on YouTube from there, all that kind of stuff. And you can go buy our Rockstar Fuel right off of LIRAfterdark.com. Just click on the shop tab and go to town. Because that's when we drink it every morning. I drink it all day. All
Sip.
day.
Sip.
I think I have a little problem
Ooh,
with that.
And hematite.
Ooh, that hematite is really nice too.
Mike went shopping.
Mike went shopping.
There was a little girl in the neighborhood who had a fundraiser, and these were in like the little things to buy.
Oh, very
that's
cool.
sweet.
Very cool. Very cool. I'd just like to also give a little plug to my show. I'll be on live this Thursday night on LIRAfterdark.com, Night Moves with Wendy LaForce, featuring an amazing local band called Mojo Dragonfly. They're going to be in our studio, talking to us, hanging out with us, playing some tunes. It's going to be great. So definitely check us out. Thursday night, live at 8 p.m., LIRAfterdark.com. We just like to plug everything that we do. This, and then we can really get to the meat of the subject. Ma'am, how can I help you?
This is mine. Massage by Trish. Find me on Facebook. Give me a call, 727-403-5373. Home or office visits, I can come to you and make you feel better.
Oh, what I'm telling you, it's rockstar style. No question, rockstar style. I know. Sometimes when you buy those crappy mugs,
I think our mugs are...
The mugs, when you put them in the dishwasher too much, they start to get kind of
They're
funky.
fading.
We like them anyway. Anyways, G-Note's mug says, start every day off with a smile and get it over with. Yes, and we also like to thank...
Nicolex Music Island. All music.
all the time. In-home music lessons, piano, guitar, vocal and drums, keyboards, skin flute. I mean...
Excuse me. I don't think she plays the skin flute.
I think she
Throwing that
has
out
before.
there.
727-698-STAR. That's right, 727-698-STAR. Call her. You will not be disappointed. And if you mention Coffee Talk with the Divas, you will get a free lesson. Yeah, give it up.
Buddy.
One more.
One more.
WePrint365.com
for all your quality color copying needs or printing needs.
Printing needs,
copying
copies,
piece.
and high quality digital color. Actually, they do a better
That is cool.
a better job and better quality than the big old who that's out there. And they did give us a discount for our Coffee Talk listeners and viewers.
Promo code CT April.
Yep, all in capital letters. So
C as in coffee,
I mean, I
T
have
as in talk.
amazing business cards from them. That's all I use.
Cut April.
Yeah,
April?
buddy. Cut April. He's got
April?
it right. Cut April. Cut April.
Cut April.
Cut April. That's awesome.
Good morning.
G-Note, I'm feeling you this morning. You got a little vibe going on. What's
I feel
up with
pretty
you?
good this morning.
Yeah?
I actually got a decent night's sleep for the first time.
Yeah.
In
Oh.
probably weeks.
Please tell me. Let me
Did you
dream.
Did you tell a dream? Sleep?
Not really. It was just restful. That's it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah. And I woke
Getting
up,
a good night's sleep is very
I woke
important.
up a
Yes.
little later than I really wanted to. Like I got your text this morning, and I was like, "Oh, good morning."
You went right back to
Back to sleep.
I text G-Note every morning.
You got snoozed this morning.
I did. I got snoozed.
He went.
Wendy and I are usually, no matter what time we go to bed, we're up at 7:30. It doesn't. We could
That's
be.
too early.
We could go to
Seriously,
bed at 3
I could be
a.m.
like come back from a gig and go to bed at 4 and 7:30. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I think I missed something.
Mornings that we have a show, I have an alarm set for 8:30, and I usually need that alarm. I usually need to snooze that alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And days that we don't have a show, on average, I'll get out of bed somewhere between like 9 and 11.
Must.
I haven't seen the other side of 9 a.m.
in a
in
while.
a very long time.
Your eyeballs
I think I
see
was
it, but
sick.
your eyelids don't.
Yeah. I think I was sick the last time I saw
Something
it.
like that. Your eyelids don't see it. It's all good.
So
Okay.
today is Wednesday. So for Wendy's Fan Mail Wednesdays.
Yes, it's going to be Wendy's fan mail, and I'm going to actually.
Nose itched.
Yes, Nosich. I'm
Nosich.
going to read you a blog that I wrote a while ago, and it's actually really funny. A day in the life of some of the things that I do. So I think you think it's funny.
So we think.
So I think
You think we
you
think, it's going to be
that
funny.
you might think it's funny. Yeah, it is
better be.
actually.
It better be, woman.
It's actually from. I had I also DJ weddings and large events like that too, and this just happens to be from one of those. Something that actually happened to me, which is really super funny. All right.
Ready?
Yes. It was just another wedding DJ job, or so I thought. I got a phone call 3 days before the wedding from a person that shall remain nameless.
Yes.
She proceeded to tell me that she was going to sing one song. Let me repeat, one song
This one.
during the ceremony. I was hired only to play music at this event and not sing. I was aware that she was going to sing one song. I repeat, one song. And I made sure that I was prepared with the track. She let me know that she was going to bring her own track for the song. I said, no problem. She asked me if she could have a sound check. Sound check? Bitch, please.
You didn't
She-
actually say that to that woman, did you?
She then asked me if she was going to have to sing into a dry mic. Now, I'm not sure if, in layman's terms, a dry mic would be singing without any effects on your voice. Some people...
So yes, at a wedding, I would assume that it would have to be a dry mic. I mean, honestly, wouldn't it be?
Well, okay. I answered yes and informed her that I myself sing into a dry mic 5 nights a week.
Because you are that.
Anywho. Well, she says what she says to me. Well, I haven't sang into a dry mic in 20 years. I need a wet mic or else I can't do this.
Then bring your own mic.
No, it has to do with the equipment, the mixer, and whether the equipment has effects on it. Or
Got it.
Whether you have that choice. And usually, on the equipment that I bring to these things, that is not a choice.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah. Then you know DJ Drama went ghetto on her after that
Of
remark.
course.
I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, look, lady, if you think I'm going to bring my 16-channel mixer to this event just so you can have some effects on your voice, you got another thing coming. That's all I'm saying. Needless to say, I had to end the conversation there before I grabbed her throat, threw the phone, and choked her out.
You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you. The wedding day arrives, and I get there super early because the bride and groom just happen to be good friends of mine. She gets there and notices that I, in fact, did not bring my 16-channel mixer. She then proceeds to ask me if she should go home and get some of her equipment to hook up to mine. Now, if you know me at all, even just a little bit, you're not touching my fucking equipment, okay? No. Neither are you going to hook up your karaoke machine to it. She hands me a CD with her track on it. Okay, fine. I put it in my laptop. It wouldn't even play. And to boot, it got stuck. I couldn't get it out for like 15 minutes. I was pissed. pissed.
Oh my
Okay.
God, what was on the CD?
It was the track that she brought that she wanted to sing.
Right,
with.
but it sounds like there might have been something like sticky or something.
I don't know. Like I couldn't even get the door back open. It wouldn't stop. It was a hot mess. It was an absolute mess. So anyway, I mean, to this point now, I'm starting to get a little perturbed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I made her aware that the CD was a piece of shit.
I
did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
And she would have to use the track that I had. See, always thinking ahead. You know, I was ready for this because I know that it's just not, just not this professional kind of stuff. You need to be ready. And I made sure I had the track that she wanted. Anywho, that's just how I roll.
Okay.
Now, she got her sound check. She asked for a sound check. I gave her a sound check. Okay? And what a sound check it was. I purposely did not bring a monitor with me. Do not piss me off with your wannabe diva ways. You have no idea who's on the other end of the phone when you're talking to somebody. None. Zero. Okay? Then she says she couldn't. Anyways, a monitor to normal people would be if you're singing karaoke or something like that and you're singing into the microphone, there's usually something, a speaker there where you can hear the music and yourself back at you.
Okay.
This is how it works, usually. But we're at a wedding and she's going to sing one song. If you think I'm going to bring any extra equipment just for a person to sing one song that they should, quote unquote, know because of the fact that somebody asked them to sing it.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless. Anyway. Obviously, she couldn't hear herself. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so I told her clearly that she needed to stand in front of the mains to hear herself and the music. Mains being the speakers that people hear the noise out of when the music comes out. Obviously, if you stand in front of that, you're going to be able to hear yourself and the music also.
Right.
So, from then on, it was like nails on a chalkboard for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
I take it the song was 3 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Can you turn me up? Can you turn me up? I can't hear the music. I can't hear the music. Okay. By this time, I'm like right here. Okay. I'm really doing everything I can not to have an absolute fit right here. Because, I mean, this is my girlfriend's wedding. They were planning this. It was outside. Beautiful little Clearwater Beach
So this
little
was not
place.
the bride. This was someone that was a friend of the bride.
Yes. Friend of the bride. So I have to be very careful as to how I treat the friend of the bride, said person. Okay. Nice place outside. This little hotel, and it was all really cool outside. Trying to keep it together at this point. By this time, I'm ready to tell her that she can't sing for the ceremony at all.
Right.
Because I'm just having a feeling it's going to go right in the shitter. Okay? It was bad enough that she originally wanted to sing 2 songs. But to her dismay, she couldn't sing. She said she couldn't sing that other song. Because one of them was a boy song. And she complained that she couldn't sing that low. So the bride had asked me to sing that one instead. Which would have not have been a problem. I didn't mind at all. So I decided just to play the second song. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you why. That I just decided to play the second song. Because, it comes to that point where if she sang first and then I sang. Or if I sang first and then she probably wouldn't want to sing at all.
Well, sometimes it's just the effort of doing so. That could be special. Whether or not it actually sounds good.
Okay. You're in front of a bunch of people at a rehearsal, not even a rehearsal, at a wedding, at a ceremony. I mean, get your shit together. And now the bride loved them to death. She obviously knew that this girl had the ability to sing.
Right.
Whether or not she could put it all together and do it and not standing in front of karaoke with 3 drinks in her, that's another story.
Right.
Okay. Anyways. It does get better, I promise you. The ceremony begins now. She begins to sing with complete knowledge in the fact that she needs to stand in front of the mains to hear herself.
Okay.
So.
Heidi wants to know what the songs were.
Truthfully, I don't even remember. It was about a year ago. I'd have to actually look back and see if I can remember which. The one of them that she wanted me to sing was the actual wedding song. It's originally sang by a male singer, and then I cannot really truly. It had to be. I think it was a country song, a female country song. I can't remember which one it was because I was just so perturbed at this point. I mean, I didn't. I tried to block it out. I just tried to. Anyways, so she stands. She knows that she needs to stand in front of the mains. Okay? But now she's standing right by my DJ table. Instead. With her notebook. With handwritten lyrics. Then begins to complain again. During the ceremony. She finally realized that she had to move because she couldn't hear herself. Can't hear myself. She threw her little notebook down on the table and went out onto the dance floor to complete her little ditty. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. This bitch just did not try to throw a mini diva fit in front of Wendy LaForce. Oh, hell no. That is not happening. That's why I'm like, USA. And I remember what Patrick McCann always tells me. Patrick is one of my friends in Rochester, and he is an amazing sound engineer.
Yeah.
Just great. I mean, he runs sound at Nazareth College for the Arts, and he's just an all-around very, very smart person when it comes to sound and engineering and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing he always told me to remember. Do not piss off the sound guy.
What did you end up doing?
I proceeded to turn the music down and let everyone hear her sing.
You are horrible.
I don't know. She kind of sounded like Donkey from Shrek. A day in the life of DJ Drama. How the stomach turns is all I'm saying. We ended up having a great time. The wedding was amazing. I shuffled right over that. We did what we had to do. The bride and groom ended up in the pool with their clothes on. Straight up jumped in the pool with her gown on, with her tux on. It was awesome. It was a great time. Anyway, just saying. Those are the kind of things that I have to deal with.
How romantic.
But, I mean, people deal with stuff in their jobs and everything, but it's just...
Shouldn't something like that be, done if you're gonna have a friend sing a song? For that not to be a worst-case scenario, shouldn't that be done, at the rehearsal? You get together with this person?
Well, unfortunately for the kind of weddings sometimes that I do, there's no rehearsal. This was a small thing. It was at a hotel in Clearwater Beach. It was really cool because behind it was they made it all sand, and they had their own bar, and they had the pool and everything. And it was not a large wedding, so they didn't really have a rehearsal per se. But yes, those things need to be done ahead of time, and you need to make sure that you got your shit together before you're trying to be singing up in front of people.
So for all those wedding planners out there, if you have a guest that wants to sing,
just make sure you back it up. Make sure you're backed up. That's all. Just make sure you're backed up with something else. Because when it comes to that, if people don't do it for a job, or if people don't, they might decide that they don't want to do it, or they might, anyway.
I would think as a bride that would be horrific to know. That's very stressful.
I did the best that I could because she was looking really retarded. So I was like, all right, this is how we're going to do this. Let it get it over with and move on. And I just smoothed it right over, played the next song. They got married. It was a beautiful thing. And
yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Bada boom, bada bing. Made the money, went home.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, if it was my wedding, I would just be like, no, you can't sing a song. Sit down and shut up.
I know, but unfortunately, it was the friend of the bride, and the bride had asked her.
Oh.
To do so.
So that would be like if you got married again, then you asking, I don't know, your dad or something.
Yeah, that would
to rock it out.
That would not happen.
Right. So, I can see where it came from. It was just very, it was a very heartfelt kind of thing. And
yeah, it's very sweet. It's a sentiment of it.
Anyway, it's just me bitching about my job. Okay, we can move on to better things now. Sorry. The fan mail kind of grossed me out, so I figured I'd give you a blog today instead.
Oh, there's a gross out fan mail?
It just
I like
grosses me.
the gross
But it
out
just
fan
grosses me out in general.
I kind of like them. I know that sounds very selfish
It's
of
like-
me because
it's
they're
like-
not being written to
it's like
me,
a guilty-
but
is that like a guilty pleasure of yours?
it is. It is truly a guilty pleasure of mine to know that you're getting grossed out fan mail. I mean, let's see. I don't have
You're fucked
anything.
up.
What? Huh?
You're fucked up.
Gina said you're fucked up.
Hey, Wendy, I know you're really uncomfortable about it, but let's just.
But let's
broadcast
really
it.
just put it right out there.
Because it makes me feel happy. As
It
well.
makes me feel happy to know that my life is calm in comparison.
Okay, look, I'm going to tell you what happened to me yesterday. In life, not fan mail, real. Yesterday.
What happened to you yesterday?
Well, it just so happened that, this morning it was tough for me to get going. I was kind of farting around and
yeah,
and stuff.
at 9:35, she was still in her bathroom.
yeah, so I kind of just put on the shirt that I had on yesterday kind of thing. We kind of do that. It wasn't really that dirty. I mean, I was sweating it or anything. So I don't smell. So anyway, as you can see on my shirt, there's these little skulls and glitter and these little happy skulls with hearts and stuff like that. So
Very, very cute, happy skulls.
yes. So yesterday morning, I'm at the studio with Boss Man, and we go to clean out our coffee cups and go into it's a community kitchen to go get some more water, clean out the coffee cups and stuff. He filled up the water. I was in there cleaning up the coffee cups, and there was somebody behind us kind of waiting, this gentleman. And so he left the kitchen to go start making coffee while I was cleaning out the coffee cups. And
Boss man did.
yes,
Okay.
and this left me alone in the kitchen with this gentleman.
And
So I did not look at him because he was behind me. It's very small. It's like a
yeah,
rectangular.
it's a
thing.
very small little kitchen.
He was behind me, and I didn't.
I think really it was a
yeah,
closet
and he
at one
says,
time.
"Oh, I really like your happy skulls." I didn't realize that they were like on the back
Yeah,
of the
they're
shirt
back.
too.
You thought he was looking at your tits?
No. He was looking at the back of it.
Yes, but did you
Okay.
think he was looking?
No, well, he couldn't see my tits because I was
Okay.
literally. I really
Literally.
like your
Literally.
happy skulls.
Did it creep you out a tad?
Yeah, because I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Did you use that voice?
I used the NC voice.
This
I was
is-
like, "Oh, thanks a lot."
This is such a strange.
And then I turned around
Right.
because I didn't even want to turn around and acknowledge that the person was trying to tell me that he liked my happy skulls, when really in essence he was probably looking at my ass. Yeah. Anyways, so I turned around and looked at him. Middle-aged, gray hair, married. That easy. Married. Anyway. And he's like, "Okay, well, have a nice day." I'm like, "Thank you." So I go back into the studio. I'm like, "Boss man, don't ever leave me alone in the kitchen again. Ever. With people. Come on." Anyway, that's just funny. It's just stuff I deal with it on a daily basis. It's funny stuff. You like my happy skulls? Thank you so
I like
much.
your happy skulls.
Thanks. You like my happy skulls? Okay.
Mike, do you like her happy skulls?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Mike's like, whatever. I mean, Mike, would you ever say that? Now, just tell me. We talked about wooing a woman yesterday. Would you ever say that shit to somebody?
Probably not.
Okay.
Would you use the phrase "happy skulls"?
No, I'm just saying in general. I mean, I can say. I mean, people comment and tell me they like my clothing or something. It was just the whole.
Usually,
point.
it's women who say that to other women. "Oh, I love your shoes. Where'd you get them? Where'd you
Right,
get that
nice
dress?
shirt,
That's a shirt."
whatever. But it was
Guys
just
usually don't normally.
Well, I'll compliment women on their clothes if I see something that, hey, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would, point out a specific part of it, but just be like, hey, that's a cool shirt.
Yeah, it would get a little creepy if you go, "Oh, that button on that shirt, the third button from the top, is pretty fancy."
Anyway, this is just, yeah. If you want to strike up a conversation with a woman, we talked about there's other ways to do that.
Yeah.
and not be creepy.
And not be creepy. Yep, you're right.
I couldn't get down the hall fast enough.
Were you in your little Betty Boop heels?
No. I had flip-flops on. If I was in Betty Boop heels, I'd be like... I was like, I could not get down the hall fast enough because I didn't know where he went to or what office door he was in or anything.
Right.
Because I turned, I was like... You know what I mean? It was just ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on to our topic.
Let's move on because I can't take it anymore.
Of hate and fear.
I cannot.
See, maybe you fear creepy fans. Do you hate them?
No. I think having fans is amazing. It's just, when it gets a little creepy, it gets a little creepy.
Yeah. So William Shakespeare once said, "In time we hate that which we often fear." So,
this is what we're talking about today.
Yep. Fear creates hate. Hate
creates
fear.
fear. Creates hate. Creates fear. Creates hate. Creates fear. Mm-hmm.
I concur. I think I try not to live a hateful life. I don't think there's things that I hate, but there are many, many things I fear. And they're really stupid, mundane things usually.
Well,
I don't fear
people. A lot of people have fears like heights and spiders,
heights,
and things like that.
Spiders,
but I think we
stairs.
might want to, get to the point where we know that creates energy, and try not to dwell on those things.
Yeah, I found a great some really fun information. Hate is something you learn. You are not born with it. Babies are not born with the idea or concept of hate or fear. So all of us were babies at one time. We weren't just kind of, here you go. Now you're an adult. No, you didn't come out like that.
Why not?
So that is something we have learned through either our society or family or what we see, what we do, how we act, how we react. And with knowing that this is something you've learned, you can unlearn it as well, which is a very big, important issue. Maybe you're thinking you haven't learned hate because, after all, it's not a subject that you talk about in school. So how do you know you've learned hate? You kind of know.
Well,
I got some hate in my heart.
You got some hate. I think everybody does. I could definitely see with you. You've been in situations that have brought unimaginable fear. I could not.
Not so much fear.
You weren't afraid going over and.
No. Didn't have time to be.
That's fair.
True.
And that's scary too. Quite honestly. Hello, what are you doing?
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Just let it out.
Black power.
I love it. The point that I think one of the points that we're trying to make today is, fear. Basically, I think a lot of it is instilled by the way you're raised, having to do with ignorance, and because I think a lot of fear comes from ignorance.
Yeah.
Of not knowing.
Well, like Oprah says, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson used to say, "That's ignorant."
You're so bad. Yeah,
we're having a moment
today. It's something that's learned.
Yes, it is. And as Mahatma Gandhi said,
and actually, it's meaning something that's taught.
Well, it's not just taught; it's definitely learned. You learn it by watching bullies pick on somebody else.
You learn it from your parents.
You learn it from your parents. Mm-hmm. You learn it from your friends. You learn it from the TV.
The community that you live in.
Yeah. Look at the news. Are you not afraid to go outside sometimes? The news is insane. You have a cat hair on your lip. That's funny. Or a Macy hair.
Macy. Usually it's me.
But if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. You first have to look at yourself and change how you view it and how you walk among it.
Yeah.
Which is difficult because the older we get,
the more instilled in our ways we become.
That's correct, and it's very difficult for
Yes.
people to make that choice and change their way of thinking.
There was a school somewhere that did a study, and I don't know like how accurate it is, but they said that basically by the time you turn about like 23, like your way of viewing things is set in stone.
I don't believe it's set in stone, but it is harder to...
Right. Like for most people, they're not going to deviate from the way they view things unless there's some kind of like life-altering event
Right.
that happens. So I mean, like if you grow up like just not liking gays or whatever, like that is going to be your mindset unless something happens, like your best friend turns out to be gay or something like that.
Which is happening more and more.
Yes, it is, definitely. So then that would kind of open your eyes, like, oh my god, like my best friend who I've known forever, you know, they're
Who's
gay.
never hit on me,
Yeah.
who's never, you know...
Yeah, like that person's gay, and like he's a totally cool person.
Right.
So like at that point you're gonna be like, oh.
It's
Like,
also the breaking of stereotype, too.
yeah. So like obviously I've been seeing things wrong, you know, whatever the case may be.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically knowledge. I mean, knowledge, learning and opening yourself up to new things is really going to give you the power you need to change the way you're thinking about things and change the way you go about your daily life.
And if you look at it as you never stop learning, as a baby is a sponge, they're constantly, everything that is coming into them is brand new. It's completely new. So they don't have the fear or hate of the new because that's all they're receiving is new. Is there everything that they have is different from what they had just previously known.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that your brain is still that sponge. It is still constantly learning. It is still experiencing different things. And when you start viewing things differently, and even for the better, looking at the wonder of, you know, or the amazement. I mean, we're the human animal, and we live on a planet that is simply amazing.
Yeah.
Stop and take a look around at it. Stop and look at yourself.
Yeah.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." What this directly states to, and on many occasions, it directly states to being silent when you see something is wrong. Stand up for your beliefs. Stand up for your friends. Stand up for the others around you. If I see someone degrading Wendy unnecessarily, I'm going to stand up and say, hey, you know, that's not cool. Back off. That should be done at the child, even the youngest level. People get bullied every day. And the more we teach our children to stop the bullying or stand up for those that are being bullied, that helps instill not only self-confidence and self-respect, respect of others, the respect of the human family. We can't sit silently by. Just because it's not physically happening to you doesn't mean it's not going to hurt you, because in the end, that is how it happens.
And an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
Absolutely.
There you go.
An injustice.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. But that's what, see, that also takes self-confidence to be able to open your mouth and say something that is contradictory to normal stuff.
Right. So it is definitely a building of your own self-worth.
Yes.
And understanding
Yes.
that you are good enough, and understanding that if you're good enough, so are you. So are you.
Yeah.
So are you. All of you.
Well, going back to the whole, like, babies are a sponge. Have you ever noticed when a kid falls, the first thing that they do is they look around to see the reactions of everybody else? And if their parents are like, oh shit, what just happened?
They immediately start crying.
Yeah, the kid is like, oh, I should be panicking right now. But if the parents are like, psh, get your ass up, you know, like, shake it off, whatever, you're fine, then the kid's like, oh, okay, I'm good. And they're off again.
And they will.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, if the kid is witnessing something, they're going to look at how the parents are reacting.
Right.
And they're going to base their decision off of what their parents are doing.
Yeah.
So if there's an injustice, you know, and the parents just sit back and they're like, hey, I didn't get myself involved in that. Kid's going to do the same thing. Oh, hey,
Right.
we're not supposed to get involved in that.
Right.
You know? Or if they're rude to somebody for, you know, the color of their skin or sexual orientation or gender or whatever the hell that is, and the kid's going to go, oh, okay, well, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed
Right.
to treat that person this way. So.
And that's heartbreaking. But it's the way our culture has been for so long. And it is hard to change that mindset, but I think we're finally coming to a point, especially as Americans, that we're all becoming aware of we're overstressed, we're overworked, we're not paid enough, we don't know our neighbors. So, social media has exploded to a point where we don't really talk to one another face to face anymore. We don't know, things like this. And when you start excluding yourself from society, you breed your own hate and fear, because then you don't know what's going on.
Right, but you do want to know what's going on, but then you also have to look at it in a different way.
Absolutely. You have to look at it as like the news. There's only so much news you could take. The Boston tragedy was horrific and heartbreaking to those people in Boston. I have loved ones in Boston, very dear to me. At the same time, it's not a good idea to watch the news 24/7. The updates are truly enough, especially if you're away from it. If you don't have a family member that's there, if you don't have a specific reason for you to have further information, if you were missing someone or something like that, that's totally understandable. I would want to know every minute of if they found my loved one, or
I think your point is that you just don't want to fill yourself with that stuff to the point where it's like,
because then you start hearing all these ideas, and you start hearing all
if you're going to walk out the door, something's going to happen to you. If you can't go here, you can't go there. You don't want fear to
rule your life.
You mean, and that's just
Well, and if you watch it over and over again, it's the same shit.
It is. It's the exact same stuff that they're reiterating, happening. It's being said in several different ways with many insane theories. I mean, insane theories. I mean, like the theory of Katrina was hit New Orleans because of gay people.
What?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that's fear. God's punishment
for allowing gays
to exist. Jerry Falwell said that.
But
that's fear. That's
hate.
That's
hate.
Too. It's hate. It's fear and hate.
Well, and they have nothing new to report on, so they will literally stand up there and be like, "Okay, so the update is we have no update. But let's go back and talk about all the shit that we
just talked about the last
the past 4 hours."
Mm-hmm. Instead of doing something about it.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're getting your information and you're gonna be like, okay, what am I gonna do? What can I do to help the situation?
Stay the fuck out of it.
Can I,
stay out of the immediate area if you have no need to be there.
Where I'm saying, from here, from back off.
Send positive healing energy.
Can I send positive energy? Can I pray about it? Can I call loved ones and say, I'm feeling you right now. Is there anything I can do to help you? I'm here in your corner. Doing those kind of things, and even pushing it to another level, which like when for the flooding in New Jersey last year, my musician friend Mark Allen, he decided he was going to take it to the next level and do a benefit.
Perfect.
And so we did a benefit for those victims, and the money went directly to them. I mean, that's if you feel motivated to kind of do that kind of thing. I mean, that's what's going to make people aware of things and make people realize that there's things going on in the world that you don't necessarily have to be afraid of, but use that in another way.
Some tragedy is always going to happen. Mother Nature will have her way. We have hurricanes, we have earthquakes. It's going to happen.
We have fucked up in the head people.
We have, people who are not completely right.
Here's the problem that I have overall as a country, is that we have a lot of rich people in the U.S., like more so than any other country. Like people with millions of dollars. Okay, for instance, the explosion that happened in Waco, Texas. Mm-hmm. How many people lost their homes? Rich people, how much money do you have just sitting around doing nothing with? Buy them a fucking house.
Or
And hey,
help them.
guess what? It's charity. It's a tax write-off.
Yeah, or help them with their homes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you and your little circle of rich people get together. Y'all pitch in because seriously, like CEOs and shit, they make millions of dollars a year. And how much would it be to replace one of their houses? $200,000? A fucking drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Somebody like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett could
Bill
find
Gates
that
and
shit.
Warren Buffett does, actually.
No, they do.
They
They're
are amazing.
huge
Those two
philanthropists.
are huge philanthropists.
They're two of like my biggest heroes.
Yeah. They're
That's
amazing.
because they understand
what it's like to be poor and
Yes.
what it's
what
like
it's
to have
like
fear.
to not have anything.
But like $200,000 for somebody's house, they could probably find that in their couch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
probably
true.
true.
And they understand the basic principle of reaping and sowing.
Yeah. And that's true. You know, that's absolutely true. It's what you put out there in the universe is what you're going to get back. Understand by 3 karma, threefold law. It goes
So
to say.
I'm sorry. Look, I mean, and I will tell you, I am guilty of sometimes giving grudgingly. I will admit that, simply because I know the principles and how to work the principles. So I think that's something that I need to work on.
And
it's because of fear. It's
yeah.
really because of fear. Because it's
You have a lot of fear for yourself. You're very afraid. You've lived this life that it's like you've always had to one up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you're very fearful of what's going to happen to you if you don't keep moving forward. I think you and I had that conversation the other night.
Yes.
I love you. I put you to tears. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Not really.
It's all good.
It helps.
You know, we all have those internal issues, and I always try to, get to be a place where I can try and better myself.
Right.
So I know, because what I will put out there is even a better product.
Right.
In other words, to the world, and get back. Hate
So how to
produces
get rid of fear?
Produces hate, produces fear.
Hate. Yep. Fear equals energy. It is still an energy, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It is still an energy. Use that energy for a creative process, whether it's for yourself or for another person. If you like to write it down. If you like to paint it out. If you like to build something. Spoken word, poetry, anything. Find some creative outlet for your fear. State your fear. Get it out in the open. Face it. Get educated about it. Dear goodness gracious.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. If you know better, you do better.
Knowledge is power.
Embrace the challenge. If you're afraid of maybe a new job, or you have been handed a whole bunch of work that you're supposed to do tomorrow, embrace that challenge. Take a second for yourself and go, all right, screw it, let's go. And move forward. You can do this.
You're strong. Don't let it beat you. Don't let you think that you can't, that you have something that you can't do, because you can do whatever you want to. Nothing is impossible. Nothing.
Just slightly improbable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Heidi, send them money.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we sending money?
People, Boston.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Texas and stuff like that.
Red Cross, always amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Try out the affirmation, I am calm, I am capable, I am strong. I am able to face the challenge head on. These, I like calling these affirmations the I ams.
Okay,
I use these a lot.
Explain to the audience what you mean by affirmation.
Affirmation is something you tell yourself, because words are very important. Words are not necessarily empty.
Your own little good juju.
Yeah, your own little happy
juju.
place.
Yes.
For me, it's when I get crazy and upset, I go to myself. I am loved. I do love. I am happy. I am content. I am where I am supposed to be. Everything, so the I ams, knowing for yourself.
iMessages are huge.
They are. They really are. They're very
you know
important.
why they're so huge? Because unfortunately, not everyone in this world has somebody that's in their corner that's going to look at them in the face and tell them those things.
That's true. You have to tell them
So
to yourself.
you need to tell it to yourself.
And
that's
believe
how
it.
you build your own self-confidence. That's how you push yourself up as a person. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that don't have someone that to give them those positive statements and something to lift them up. You need to lift yourself up. When you lift yourself up and you believe these affirmations that you say to yourself, it will happen. It becomes.
And it's not egotistical.
Words,
it is not. There is nothing
no,
negative about
no,
building yourself up
no.
and building your own self-worth and understanding your own self-worth. It breeds your own respect. It breeds your own love for yourself. And if you love yourself, you can love others.
Right, because if you don't respect yourself and you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else, and no one else is going to love you.
Word.
Because they see that there's something going on in there, and that's not attractive. It's really not. It might be for the first 5 or 10 minutes, but then they will see that you have this kind of fight going on with yourself. It's just not attractive. I mean, to employers, friends, loved ones, family, somebody, if you're single, if you're out there trying to attract a man that you really want to attract.
Or woman.
Person. Just saying.
No, I agree.
It's just so important to be positive with yourself and say these things, because these words, they mean something. Go on.
No, you're on a roll. You're absolutely right. Words are very powerful.
Words mean something. You think they don't, but they do.
They do. They're very powerful.
Well, of course. I mean, obviously, hateful and fearful words are powerful. Mm-hmm. They make a person feel terrible. They make they make things happen. Why can't positive
they
stuff?
Incite riots.
Why can't you believe that positive stuff can do the same thing?
Incite a riot in yourself of love.
Yeah, right.
Don't giggle at me. That was awesome. Come on, that was awesome.
It was good on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, there's chime.
Thank you.
Give me some of that fist. Well, yeah, I mean, positive things will do this. Positive words, putting them out there, will do the same thing.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because all the news and all the media and everything, they always
just listen to us.
They always talk about and push out there all the negative stuff.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely do they say, they make it a big deal. We've got this real positive story that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that people need to be informed of what goes on. But, yeah, there's also
only
other
so
things that go on.
Information
right.
of the same subject.
There's other things that go on, too, that are good in the world.
Yeah.
Good. There is still a lot of good left here in the world.
Amazement in this world.
That's like... nobody knows about all the good that we did overseas.
Right.
Over in Iraq. Because the media never covers it. And
it's really sad. Because people like you, Michael... They just talk
about the boys that come home in boxes.
Yeah. People like you, Michael, you are, you hate everything that's in front of you, but you love everything that's behind you. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why you guys do what you do, you're not liking what's in front of you and you want to make those changes... But you're doing that because of what's standing behind you, us, our country, right. Your values, things like that. I mean, that's huge, and people don't even acknowledge the fact that people are dying every day just so we can be free. It's
that's a touchy political.
Yeah, it is. I'm just
commentary.
Saying, it's still a hate and fear thing.
Like honestly, I can't even tell you how many wells of fresh water, hospitals, schools we built in Iraq, just in like 1 year. And the way they did it was, I worked alongside civil affairs, which that's like all they do is they deal with local issues like that. They would go town to town and find out what they needed most, and they would ask the townspeople, like, what do you guys need? If you had one new building here in this town, what would it be? Hospital, school, like a water plant so that they could actually have drinking water, stuff like that. And so like the town would get together and vote on it, or the elders would be like, okay, this is what we need. We've known this for a long time. So what we would do is put out there, hey, we've got this contract. This town needs a hospital. And so Iraqi contractors would bid for those contracts. And then whoever won, they would get the money. They would use that to go out and hire a crew, get all of the building materials, go into that town, build said building. So then, one, you're creating work for the locals,
Yep.
so they can actually provide
For their families.
But then they have that new building there, and say it was a hospital. Well, then we would go in and completely stock it. Here's all the medicine and everything that you're going to need to last like a year or so. If it was a school, we'd put books in there and desks and whatever else they would need. Crayons, colored pencils, coloring books, whatever.
Right.
Like all of this stuff.
Creating knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
So, like, not only did they get the building and they got the work and they got money to go back into their economy, but then they've also got this completely stocked building that they needed.
And then they have the pride of something that they helped
Yes.
create. They have the love of the people who helped them create it,
Yes.
and they have the knowledge.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that gets me when people say, "Well, why are we spending so much money in another country when we still have here?" Oh, absolutely, I agree. We have a lot here at home that we still need to take care of. But when you help others in other countries as well, and other humans in other countries, that's still, we're not separated from the world anymore. Our reach is worldwide. We see it with just this show. I mean, we have people in Malaysia watching us. They can't even understand the words that we're saying, probably.
They like boobs, though.
But they probably like boobs.
I'm just, it's the point.
But
it's the point. It's like we have like
we have a
15 different
global
countries
reach.
that watch us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are not going to...
Take care of every human.
Right.
Every human deserves the chance for an education. Every human deserves the chance for health. Every human deserves love. Every human deserves respect. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that hippie talk.
Oh, you hippie. Okay, so back to
I love
another
that
reason.
hippie talk, baby. You keep talking that peace and love. Peace and love, darling. Peace and love.
So fear is basically adrenaline. So feel the adrenaline and then use that adrenaline for another purpose, whether it's for exercise or for movement in some way, shape, or form. Breathing. This is our body's fight or flight response. And that happens when we consider ourselves in a threatening situation. Sometimes it's very good for us because sometimes you are in a threatening situation and you need to get the hell out of there. Then get the hell out of there. If that's the case, move! Get out of there.
Well, yeah, true.
Understand that process and get it out. But during this adrenaline process, your brain is sharper. The focus is there. Everything seems to run a little slower. At times like this, you get a bit of a clarity. So when you're in that fear moment, if you're not being physically threatened at the moment, use that adrenaline for a clarity for yourself. Why are you afraid? Analyze what it is that
because
is really
usually it's ridiculous.
Yep. It usually is. I have a lot of really ridiculous fears that I face almost on a daily basis.
Yeah,
my staircases are one of them, and I purposely built a 2-story house. I do. I have a weird fear of stairs. But I purposely built a 2-story house. So my bedroom's on the 2nd floor, and I walk those stairs every day. Every day.
Yeah, so face it. I mean, if there's something, it's just going to make you a better person, really.
Yeah.
If you try and face some of those things. Like there's only 2 things that I'm really scared of. I'm afraid of heights, and I'm afraid of lightning and thunder. I know. I moved to the thunder and lightning capital of the world. I moved to. I know. I am getting better with both of those things.
Well, and if you also know the education of it, I mean, you could probably win the lottery and get hit by a hippo before you ever get hit by lightning.
Yes. You have to. People equate winning the lottery to getting hit by lightning 7 times.
Yes, I can see that. I can see
even the odds of getting hit by lightning are.
Although now, if I ever win the lottery, I'm going to start now be worried about lightning.
You know what they say? They say in that movie.
Yeah, it's like
okay. They say in that movie Twister.
But I'm short.
In the movie Twister, you bend over because the anus is the largest orifice in your body, and if you were to take a lightning hit, that would be the place to take it. You ever see that movie Twister?
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
I don't remember that
part. I have this thing
Maybe
about
I was obsessed with the cow thing.
I have this thing about thunder and lightning. I'm sorry. I'm getting better, really.
Did you? The cow thing? Where did you get this state?
Getting better. I am. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Get to know yourself. It's another way to get rid of fear and hate for yourself. Is just get to know yourself. Who are you? What it is that you stand up for? What is it that you would like to see in the world around you, and how you can change yourself with it? What is it that you're afraid of? I mean, face it, honestly. Everybody has some sort of weird fear. Or very valid fear. If you were bitten as a child by a dog, you're probably still afraid of dogs.
But not every dog is going to bite you.
Right. So it's an education of yourself.
And it may change the way you act on a daily basis if you realize that this fear is not really warranted to a point.
Right.
You know? Just saying.
If you're feeling the fear, use it as an excuse to get to know yourself better. So if you're in a moment that you're scared, take that adrenaline and stop and think, where is this coming from? Why is this a fear? Is there something that happened to me physically that is connected to this? Is there something that I've learned outside of myself for this?
Right.
These are a very important thing. One nice exercise is to see it as a color and a shape, and imagine changing it or releasing it from your body. So when you see that fear and recognize, oh, for me, I have a fear of stairs.
And spiders.
And spiders. I don't mind spiders if they're outside. I get a little antsy when they're inside. Over my bed. That's very frightening.
And do yourself a favor, people. If you haven't already heard it, look up the song Same Love by Macklemore.
God, that's beautiful.
And Ryan Lewis featuring Mary Lambert. It's absolutely amazing.
It's an amazing song
called Same Love. YouTube
Love.
it.
It's the same guy that did Thrift Shop.
Yep.
Thrift Shop.
No.
Just
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Tell her not so much. Thank you. Don't quit your day job.
It was not nonsense! Sorry, I had to do it.
Do not quit your day job. No. So let's sum up rather quickly our fear and hate kind of thing going on.
Overcome it and become stronger for yourself. Become stronger for your family. Become stronger for your loved ones. When you overcome your own fears and see the self-worth and the self-confidence in yourself, you can move mountains. It seems so simple, but it is the idea of practicing mindfulness, which is a meditation type thing, understanding what is going on with you in this moment, and not with the what ifs.
You're so smart. I love that.
Only sometimes.
I love that.
And if you take one thing away from today, just remember, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering.
That's beautiful, okay. Michael.
Really? No? Nobody?
No? What?
It's Yoda from Star Wars.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, I think we need more coffee.
I think our geek card probably needs to be... I'm not a big Star Wars fan anyway.
Geek. Whoop, 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 whoop. I do heart scruffy nerd herders, though, so... Thank you.
Scruffy nerf herders.
I like scruffy nerf herders.
Not nerd herders.
I'm sorry, anymore.
Although a nerd herder would be fun. That would be a great job. I want to be a nerd herder.
Honey,
sorry.
Look here. I am a nerd herder.
Oh, so, real quick,
Pretty much.
on Facebook,
That's
King
my
of the
job.
Nerds, like, I missed the initial deadline to send a video in for King of the Nerds, but they have a thing where you send it on Facebook, and then people will vote.
Michael,
So,
you need to go on that show, King of the Nerds.
I
Yeah.
need to put a video in.
That would be awesome sauce. I would love that.
of what to do for a video.
Oh my God, we're totally
So send
taking
us
a
your
video.
ideas for Mike and his...
Michael, we can do a green screen video in the studio.
Yeah?
Yes, that would be amazing. Let's do it.
And for Friday's show, it's going to be our Fix It Friday with your do-it-yourself project.
DIY doggy style with Macy LaForce. Just saying.
You are so gay for your dog.
I'm so gay for my dog.
Anyway, we're going to do
love
my laundry soap recipe, actually. And our topic for Friday's show is music as a culture.
Yes.
So it's going to be very...
Yes, it's going to be very musician-like.
As a culture. Because
Very
it's a different
musician-like.
different
It will be.
world. It's like an alternative lifestyle of itself.
It is. I live it every day. It's definitely an alternative lifestyle. People think you're crazy, you're on drugs. People think you're whack. Well, we are kind of whack.
I don't think they heard that.
I said we are kind of whack, but
We know
everybody's
that.
whack.
Everyone's back.
In their own way. And it can be positive.
So until Friday, Oh, have an
Oh,
amazing
need more
day.
coffee.
Need more coffee. I need breakfast. Mwah. Much love to you guys.
You
are special. You are amazing. You are.
You are special. Open your mouth and say those things. I am special. I am
am
loved. Wow. See you later, you guys. Peace out.
Con los terroristas.